Cairo, Seattle.
Hey kids, it's Rachel Bell, and I wanted to pop in and let you know that we are working hard on getting the next episode of Your Last Meal out to you, but as you can imagine, it hasn't been business as usual. So things are moving along at a slower pace. We're not going to have a new episode today, but my goal is to get a new episode out in 2 weeks. For those of you who don't know, my main job is working in the newsroom at Cairo Radio. I'm a reporter, so I've been reporting on coronavirus. I talk about it with my friends. I talk about it with my partner. So it's really important for me to make sure and continue on with the podcast because I think we all need a mental break from the news and from talking about coronavirus all the time. So I would like to continue to provide 30 minutes of entertainment, something fun, something light, something entertaining, so that you and I can take our minds off of what's going on in the world. But in the meantime, we are doing something fun on Instagram this weekend. So if you're not already following along, Your Last Meal podcast on Instagram. And a few days ago, I created the Your Last Meal Quarantine Cooking Club. I picked 4 last meals from past guests: Alan Stone's nachos, Isaac Mizrahi's spaghetti marinara, Zach Braff's chicken parm, and Jennifer Farr-Davis's Thai red curry. And we took a vote. Which one of these foods do we all want to cook together in solidarity this weekend? And the winner is Isaac Mizrahi's spaghetti marinara. So if you want to cook with us, hop onto Instagram, make sure you're following Your Last Meal podcast, and you can find all the details there. And if you're a fairly new listener to Your Last Meal and you haven't gone back into the archives, there's plenty to keep you entertained. Here are 2 of my favorites. If you're a fan of the show The Good Place, then you know Darcy Carden. She plays Janet, a definite fan favorite on the show. And Darcy is one of the most charming and funny people that you will ever meet in real life. Darcy shares a little bit of TV magic, a behind-the-scenes trick that blew my mind.
Can I tell you a little insider secret? You know how the other 5 characters are always eating frozen yogurt? It's
What?
not really frozen yogurt.
What is it?
It's mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes?
And it kind of makes you want mashed potatoes in frozen yogurt form. Like there should be a frozen yogurt machine for mashed potatoes, right? And actually, now that I say that, I want to ask Julie in props because I wonder how they get it to look like that. I wonder if they do run it through some sort of machine because it looks exactly frozen yogurt-y.
Darcy Carden wants Rocky Road ice cream and McDonald's French fries for her last meal. Scroll back and give it a listen. When Guns N' Roses bassist Duff McKagan tweeted out his episode of Your Last Meal, all these women tweeted back and they were like, "Duff, you're never gonna die. You are eternal." So many people said, "Duff, you are eternal. I love you." And I can almost smell the Aquanet coming through my screen as I'm reading Twitter. Duff is a smarty pants. Several years ago, he went back to business school and got an MBA. But of course, first and foremost, he is a musician. And he offers up a culinary tip for all the singers out there.
For vocalizing, I will right before we play. It's an old secret. Potato chips.
What does that do?
It has oil on it, so it coats your throat.
Really?
Yeah.
And so
you
said,
don't eat a bunch.
So just a few chips before, and then you sound extra.
You do your
smooth and
vocal warm
coated.
ups, have some of those, and then it just kind of coats your throat. Any singer, no pun intended, worth their salt will have a bag of potato chips.
I've been doing the podcast for more than 3 years now, and Duff's Last Meal is one of my all-time favorites. It is very unexpected and very endearing. There is a 60% guarantee that after you listen to this episode, you will take to Twitter and tell Duff that he is eternal. All right, guys, be well, stay cozy at home, and I will have a fresh episode for you before you know it. Don't forget to follow along on Instagram, Your Last Meal Podcast, and join the Your Last Meal Quarantine Cooking Club.